Alright, we're looking at Zero playing Rein on Oasis. This is Masters 2 on PC. Masters 2 Rein main, looking for advice on how to get better. So currently I'm Masters 2 on Tank on PC, so I know somewhat on how the game works, but I still have a lot to improve on. In this game on Oasis, I played Rein, and I feel like I don't think I played well in this game at all. It was a close game though, but we lost. I tried to make as much space for my team without getting killed as possible, but didn't work out well sometimes. I was careless with the enemy Mei walling me off, and unless the enemy Mei fucks up their wall, I have no idea how to get walled off. Admittedly, I got a bit tilted at the end, and after they reached 90% and I was walking out of spawn, I just gave up altogether. It's really another thing I have to work on. Mei is just so annoying to play against. Could someone have a look and please point out the mistakes you can identify and give advice on what I should have done instead? Alright, cool. So let's take a look. Definitely Mei is very, very strong against Rein. Probably one of the strongest DPS against Rein, but there are still ways to play around it. We actually talked about that, I think. Well, I actually talked about that in another post about how to play against walls. So the number one problem that people have with walling is not the wall itself, it's the fact that the wall cuts you off at a critical period. If you have full health and full shield, they're not going to kill you before the wall ends, right? You have 625 health, which is something like 700-ish with you when you include the effective health from the armor reduction. You have like 700-ish health plus 1200 shield. That's 1900 health. They are not going to kill you through a 1900 health before that wall goes down unless there's like a bastion on the other side, in which case you've screwed up, in its own. That's a separate problem if you just kind of straight up walk into a bastion like that. So it's usually an issue because you walk forward and you're low on shield or low on health, and that's when it's very, very dangerous. Or if you try to swing, also a common problem. The way that you bait wall is you walk forward to when you think the Mei's going to wall, and then you walk backwards right when she puts the wall up. And if you do it correctly, you will get popped up on the wall, and then you can just walk off, and you're good. Right? It doesn't always work. It's not consistent. There's a lot of skill involved on both sides, kind of like a rock, paper, scissors type situation, but that's typically the way that you end up doing it. Alright, so they were a mantra here. You missed both fire strikes. That's really, really rough. So you got to make a call right now as to what you want to do here. I think that you should have pushed through the shield right away and just fight, right? And I think you want to push and then just kind of force this fight because his shield's going to evaporate in 4. You still have plenty of health here. You have a Pharaoh with you, right? Your Reaper's flanking. I think you should get aggressive here. See, this is a mistake. I don't think you should get this. I think you should get aggressive here. Like, very, very aggressive. Fight and then push over to here. That way, because here, this is dangerous. You're going to get shot by everybody coming down main. But if you get over here, super safe, right? Only the Reinhardt can fight you. I think it's a big mistake not to get aggressive here. This is not a good idea. So you don't want to open yourself up to the whole team, right? Just fire strike, just hold here. That's fine. Don't walk through this choke. This is suicide. What the heck is this? Oh wow. Okay, this is you throwing. So I understand being aggressive, but like once you reach this choke, you have to understand there's no way that you can walk through this choke and not die here. You know, like your Reaper's turned back because this is Masters. This is high Masters. What are you doing? Like, there's no way that you thought that you can go past here and not die. You're gonna get shot on all sides, which is exactly like you're all just gonna split up. Right? You're not even gonna be able to kill anybody. Like if you thought even if the Sriracha stood still, you would never have killed him. There's a Baptiste and a Mercy here. You don't do enough damage to kill him. Like it's mathematically impossible for you to kill the Ramatra. That was a huge mistake. Like, your team was in such a great position, right? They captured it. You would have held this choke. You would have gotten 30, 40% easily. Easily before anything else happened. And now your team has to fight a 4 and 5 without you. Yeah, big, big time mistake. Right, this point's basically lost, or is lost. I mean, I guess you could stand on point and just buy a little time. I mean, at this point, you've lost 2. You might as well stand on point and die. Because, like, you're going to be staggered no matter what. See? See, you still die. You might as well just died here and gotten, like, 4 or 5% more. That's... Oh... yeah, I mean, it's rough. I don't really know what's going on here because this doesn't feel like Masters play to me. You know, I think that it's very weird that you don't seem to know how to play control maps. So for control maps, right, you either die on point or you don't fight at all. For defense, right? So in this situation where you should have recognized that, like, hey, I'm already down 2, and I think, like, 1, 2 died before that, you should have been like, look, there's almost no way I'm going to get away from, like, all these ranged characters. There's no chance that you're going to be able to run through here and survive. You should have just stayed on point and died and gotten a few extra percent. I hope that doesn't come back to haunt you. I mean, I know you lose this game in general, but hopefully that mistake specifically doesn't haunt you. Right? See, your team's being smart, right? They're not staggering here. They're staying together. You could have died on point. Would have been great. Okay, you have to figure out how to push this. So tough lineup for sure, right? High damage. You want to try to force a close fight. I think it's reasonable to try to go on point here and then wrap versus going through main, which is what your Reaper wants to do. This is okay, right? Reaper's in. Once you res the Reaper's in, you gotta get in. Like, this is it. Like, you gotta... I would just charge in there right now. Oh, the Mercy. Oh, you're, like, not even looking at the Mercy. Right, you threw Fire Strike. You see the Mercy? I would immediately target her with that Fire Strike. So, you know the Mercy's trapped in this room. I would charge into this room and kill the Mercy. Yeah, too late. I don't know why you're contesting right now. Like, you're not going to do anything. Ooh. Yeah, there's no way you're going to win this fight. So, I don't know what it is that's causing you... Like, I don't know if you play in, like, a lower pop region or something, but it's very surprising that you don't know that this fight's already lost. Even though you traded here, right? Your Reaper died. They theoretically traded for 1, but you're in really bad position here, trying to walk through a shield, and they have a Mercy, which means the Mercy's going to get the res off. There's, like, almost no way that you could have stopped this res. Now, window gets popped. Yeah, I think you gotta just bail here. Yeah, that's a good call, backing out. You should have thrown the Fire Strike at the Echo. You, like, never look at the other people on the screen. Like, she's so low right now. Throw the Fire Strike at her. Yeah, window's still up. Yeah, no. I don't know why you're walking on when the window's still up. That's crazy. I don't know if they called for the... This is a mistake. So, like, yes, you killed the tank, but you took so much time to do so. You pulled him so far away. Right? You see the fight's lost anyway. I knew the moment you charged, right? You should have immediately just slammed him into, like, this wall, for example. Would have been totally fine. But you very clearly are steering him to the edge of the map. But you wasted a nano. You didn't even need nano to do that, right? Nano made no difference on this. When you're nano, you're going to do extra damage, right? You would just slam him to the wall, he would have died. Right? Even if you force out, like, lamp or something, great. Like, you were nanoed, it's fine. Oh, no, missing that Fire Strike. Alright, Mercy goes for the res, and then you just get killed. I'm unpleasantly surprised. Sorry. At what I'm seeing here. And, like, charging into this Baptiste when you have no health. Like, you could have gotten the Mega first. You know? Like, you could have gotten the Mega, or, like, reset, like, waited for your team. Like, even just held shield there for your soldiers to kill somebody. That would have been fine, too. I don't know what's going on here. Soldier gets a pick. Great. Alright. Great. Don't need to pop any ultis here. If you popped ulti here, I would literally stop this replay right now. Don't worry too much about Firestrike spamming when you don't have... When nobody is on your team is shooting, because, like, if there's no pick potential, and when you have shatter. Because those Fire Strike chargers can be useful later on to actually help confirm kills. Okay, they're going shore. I would have immediately charged. Once you realize they're going shore, I would have charged straight here. Because now you're too late. I would still charge. I would charge right here, and then I would shatter the backline, and the fight's over. Okay, good. Right. We got it. Fantastic. So they have a Mei now. So I think this is okay. I think this is okay. Yeah, I think this is okay. Yeah, I don't mind this. I think I would have taken an opportunity to throw one more Fire Strike. Like, I would step to the left and throw a Fire Strike down this way. You're missing some juicy Fire Strike opportunities. Again, you see the Mercy was so low. I wish you would at least try to get her. Like, this is like the 3rd or 4th time we've seen, like, a critically injured hero that you could have potentially got. See, yeah, you baited the wall there, right? You went backwards right time. That Fire Strike's useless. Your Reaper's throwing. Yep. So you kind of mess up here. It's a little. It seems like a little thing, but it's not. So you should have canceled the charge right here so that you could stand in this spot swinging. But instead you go past it, which means you're a little bit slow here. All right, good. Great idea. Yeah, that's good. I would have definitely considered doing a charge there. It's just way too hard to kill people now with Mercy's new upgrade. I would have charged and killed like either one of them. Either one of them would have been fine. But I don't think as soon as I saw that, I was like, unless you have firestrike, I don't think you can confirm either one of these kills. I just know like mathematically, there's just no way with the Mercy healing. You see, it's not even close. Like they're literally gaining health as you attack them. Right? You should have one swing and then immediately just charge. Either one of them would have insta killed if you charged here. So that's a big mistake by you. Big no-no. And then you're gonna die. But either way, yeah, I don't know why Reaper's test. There's 10%. Reaper's throwing. Yeah, it's something you could have done from there. I just want to roll this back and figure out if there's anything you could have done to stop this. Again, like what really cost you was that first death, right? Because then you would have been 30% ahead, and you would not have ever had to do this fight. You're nanoed, yeah, that's great. I think you should have done the firestrike cancel here. I was surprised that you didn't, because you were, especially because since you were nanoed, right? Right, 2, right there. I would have firestrike canceled and killed him, and then he would be dead. And then I wouldn't have probably wasted time trying to kill the Mercy. But either way, I think you just put yourself in a bad position. Alright, come up here. Yep, taking the space. I think that's correct. So I would have tried. I mean, I think this is okay. I personally would have tried to get to the right side. This is a major mistake. You are very lucky to not have just gotten blown up from behind. Yeah, good fire strike. Yeah, see, that's a good fire strike, right? That's like 2-3 hits right there. Right. Yeah, that's fine. Keep swinging at the corner, right? Come through, swing, and then come back right away. Yeah. Don't, no, this is too wide. Way too wide. Don't do that. Don't get greedy. They've killed 2. Now they killed 2. Aggress. I don't think the Mei has ice block, but apparently she does. So I would have gone either side right now to start trying to fight here. I think you should get aggressive here, right? Charge in. You represent. Charge in. Charge in. Charge in. Charge in. Why? Oh man, you leave your Reaper out to dry so much. I don't understand. Like right here, you see your Reaper's in. Why would you not charge right now? Like whoever, Baptiste, Ramatra, anybody in this situation would be great. But you just kind of stand, you just like walk up like, oh, I got all the time in the world. My Reaper's got all the time in the world, as though this isn't important. No, like this is a huge moment, right? This should be a 4-on-3, right? Soon to be a 5-on-3 once your Ana gets there. Like, why aren't you being aggressive? This is not a good call. And now you're going to be down 1 for the next fight, so now you're in big trouble. What is this plan? This is a terrible fire strike. You got to farm shatter here, right? Like their Ramatra is already at 67. You're only at 62. You're not doing a good job at all. Again, if you want to climb, you got to be better than your peers. Okay, so you should be ahead on ult charge right now, so that you can shatter first before he can pop his ulti. But you're not, because you're just not getting value fire strikes a lot of the time. Again, a better fire strike instead of that one to the wall would have been slated here and throwing it down that way, or throwing it to the left side. Either one of those would have been better than this one-person fire strike that you just got. Alright, Reaper just eats it. So as soon as you get this, you kind of need to go here. Alright, she's got block. I like, yeah, that's why I really don't want to go for the Mei there, because I think you know she has block, right? You haven't seen her use it, so as soon as I break this, I come through. When this happens, again, this fire strike is just awful value. I would come to the left, because you know they're all to the left. Right? Why do you charge in here? Just come to the left and fight them. Like, fight all these people right here that you can fight, that like can't get away from you. You attack the only person who has the ability to literally go invincible. Again, another mediocre fire strike. You can't peek that window. Like, look how fast you die here. Pow, 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 right? Sticky. Pow, 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 right? You get absolutely wrecked here. Crazy that you decided to peek that window, right? If you're going to peek that window, you should have done right here, shatter right away. Is the only scenario that I would have accepted to peek that window. I hate to break it to you, but the game sense just doesn't feel like it's there. Like, I don't know if it's like this particular game playing against the Mei, but I don't think the Mei is the issue. Like, you're just making a lot of really bad calls. Oh, why would you not get the Cassidy? The Cassidy was just standing still. Oh boy. So I wouldn't do that until I baited out shield. Like, Ramatra's shield uptime is so poor. And your team like can't follow up on it at all because now shield, like, even though Raja doesn't block it, like he was able to prevent the killing attacks on him because of that. This is a good charge. Take this. Cool. Yep. I don't think Mei has anything now. I think you saw her use everything. Good charge. Yep. Okay. Now we're rolling. For the record, this is the best map for Rein of Oasis, and I think it's actually one of the best maps in the game for Rein. So if you can't win this map, it's not going to get any better. City Center is going to be miserable for you. Though I don't think you. I don't know. Maybe do you get to City Center? Maybe you get to City Center. Yeah, that's fine. Just chill here. Again, bad firestrike. Yeah, you need to get much more value out of firestrike. And high masters, much more value in firestrike. This is crazy. Okay, good firestrike cancel, but I think shatter here is reasonable. You don't need to chase him. If he wants to run down there, fine. I mean, there's only 5% left. Alright, cool. So, final map, City Center, which as I mentioned is probably one of the worst maps for Reinhardt in the game. It's extremely vertical, and it's very, very easy to kite. So, there's lots of open space. This is really, really hard to play as Rein here, in my opinion. But we'll see how you do. And they're switching a lineup, which is getting worse and worse for you as it comes. Now there's a Tracer as well as the Mei. Honestly, just... So, it's funny that you did this, because after you forced rewind, I would tell from the timing that she has to rewind back here. I would have charged this right away. And now you leave her alone with your Ana. Like, this is a weird call why you decided to charge the point. Like, you should have known that her rewind would put her there, just based on experience. I don't know how many hours you have, but it's surprising to me that you did not know where the Tracer was going to be. Yeah, wait shield out for sure. And you definitely... Oh, that's lucky. So, something goes awry here, because you obviously don't get any healing while you're on point. So let's kind of analyze. So first of all, again, I think you should have charged back here and then peeled the Tracer. Right? You come back here, you peel the Tracer, you go up with your Ana, then you take high ground, and then you drop. And then you'd be in much better position. But you go point, the Ana's trying to help you, but she's going to get walled off. Right? I do not think it was the right call to aggress here. It's just not the right... They're too far away. You know, like, you have to take so much damage just to get one swing in, plus there's a risk of getting walled off. Like, I don't think this is the right call. I think you just need to chill. Then I think you should have been shield hopping backwards here, even with the spray. I think you should have been shield hopping. Very lucky to get this. I do think your team could have been doing a better job being more aggressive on the side. But, yeah, this is tough. I think issue number 1 was not peeling the Tracer. Issue number 2 was trying to walk into that. You should just play time, right? Just play time. Just play back here. Your team's going to have high ground control, right? They're all ranged heroes. Just play time. The longer the fight goes on, the better it is for your team. And I think that's... At Masters 2, you have to make that read. Okay, you got a pick already? That's a bad fire strike, obviously. I would get aggressive here, right? Don't go so far back. Like, literally just stand right here, get healed, and then keep aggressing. Because he's out of Omnic form now, or out of Nemesis form. Like, you could just charge and kill him right now. He can do nothing to stop you right now. See? But now you waited too long, and he's got Nemesis again, and now you feel a little goofy because now he just gets to kite you. Right? And now you feel ridiculous. See? He's at 100% ulti, and you're only at 50. This is a big mistake. Like, lots of mistakes happening here. I don't know what that firestrike was. Alright, regardless, hold the corner. Yeah, he's gonna pop ulti here. I would already tell. If he comes around the corner like that and doesn't even try to clear me, he's gonna pop ulti. So your goal here should just be to survive. Okay? Like, you can't zone these with the wall behind you and the shield behind you. You should have immediately, as soon as he starts going past you, once this happens, you should immediately start shield hopping backwards and get to the other side of the point. Because staying up there is not going to go well for you. I'm surprised he has not popped ulti here. But either way, you get walked over and killed. They were probably pinging that you were super low. Yeah, you do not seem super familiar with the Rein versus Ramatra matchup either. Like, you're not aggressive enough when he doesn't have, when he's in Omnic form. And you also are, like, in general aren't charging enough. Okay, wall happens. That's really unfortunate. There's nothing you can do about this. That's a good call by them. So the window plus wall kills you. So I would not have made this read. I would have fallen into the exact same trap as you, to be clear. The way that you could have prevented this is when you walked up here, you should have done third-person peek, right? And looked around the corner. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I will link a guide to confirm that you know. But you could have looked, even before stepping through the choke, you could have swung your camera like this by holding down the attack button, and you could have seen that the Mei was there, and then walked forward and then baited it and walked back, and you would have been totally fine. Too much shield holding. Yeah, just go in. You got plenty of healing here. You got shatter in a second. Yep, you got shatter now. They're gonna know you have shatter. You can see the Mei's there. I think you kind of need to go main. No, this is not great. So I understand the idea here, right? I think you saw the Mei. I think you saw the Mei, and then figured, okay, I'm just gonna get walled here again. First of all, they don't have window, which is a big difference. Okay, you see that these two are way far in the back, so you're not going to be in nearly as much danger even if you did get walled off. Number one. Number two is it takes you too long to get over here. Number three, when you do end up going over there, your supports don't come with, obviously, because you're charging. So now you're going to shatter while your whole team is in rotation, because they're very confused and we're clearly not expecting you to do this. Which means even though you shatter, first of all, you didn't bait shield first, right? You only shatter the Mei, you haven't forced out lamp, and you just get absolutely rolled here. So it was actually worse for you than if you just walked. If you haven't seen the Mei main, I think it actually would have gone better for you than what you tried to do here, which I think was a very bad call. Wow, that's lucky. I don't think you're gonna be able to touch point anyway, even if you didn't. With the wall there, there's nothing. There's no way you could have gotten to point. Okay. So, number one, just overextending, right? I would say number one is just overextending. Like, that very first death you had was mind-boggling. I cannot believe I saw a high Masters player do what you just did there. I don't really even know how to explain it. Like, I cannot imagine what's going through your mind other than you thought you were going to kill the Ramatra, why you did that first like over push. But overextensions in general, not good. And I would add on to that also, like, that goofy side move that you made. Again, I understand why you sort of tried to pull it off, but it was a bad idea. The circumstances were different, right? I can understand, oh, last time I went through the choke, I died, but they also popped, like, window there, right? That was a really big deal, and that led to you dying, and everybody was ready to immediately blow you up as soon as you came through. But this time they weren't, so the situation was different. So overextensions for sure, number one. Number two, I would say just not being aggressive enough with charges. Not charges to pin, charges to get closer. Like, that sense of urgency, like, constantly rush. Like, for example, on University, which, you know, I know you won, but, like, there are lots of situations when your Reaper is in. That happens in first point too, where you could have charged in and immediately started swinging, make a ton of space, do a lot of damage, and you're just not doing it. So I think that would also be the second thing that I would highlight. Number three, firestrike value is poor, really poor. I think that you're only hitting probably, so for perspective, I'm GM5, right? So I would probably hit about twice as many fire strikes as you do in terms of hits, right? So not necessarily throw twice as many fire strikes, but getting twice as many hits. I think you're surprisingly low value for your fire strikes for your level. And again, that was really epitomized by the fact that their Ramatra had twice as much ult charge for you, right? You hit 100% when you had 50. That's crazy low. You were way behind in the ult charge race. So no good, right? Like if you want to climb to GM, you're gonna need to get much better with your fire strikes. Always looking for juicy opportunities. Like some are good, some are like very bad, or clearly can only hit one person. Also, not trying to kill people with fire strikes. That's another thing that happened. There's so many weak targets that you could hit with fire strike and you didn't even try. Shatter. I think shatters in general were not good. You had some fine ones, but like some that were not good. You're not baiting out other cooldowns. Not baiting out Ramatra shield. Like multiple shatters we saw, like the shield didn't block them, but the shield stopped people from dying afterwards, or your team couldn't follow up. Is no good. Which also closely related to like when you shattered those two on point on first point, right, on Garden, where you needed to charge the kill, you just didn't read that correctly. There's a lot of misreads pretty much everywhere that I would not expect from Masters play. Let me think if there's anything else. Yeah, no, I think that covers it. Okay, hopefully it's helpful.